You have been there. We all have. You are standing in a room, perhaps a boardroom, perhaps a family gathering, or maybe just a casual encounter with an acquaintance. And suddenly, it happens. A subtle dig, a backhanded compliment, a blatant disrespect. In that fraction of a second, your biology betrays you. The heat rises in your chest. Your heart rate accelerates. Your amygdala, the primitive alarm bell of your brain, screams that you are under attack. Your instincts offer you only two options: fight or flight. You either snap back with a defensive, emotional retort that you will likely regret later, or you shrink, freeze, and let the disrespect hang in the air, allowing it to slowly eat away at your self-esteem for the next 3 days as you replay the conversation in the shower. But what if there was a third option? What if you didn't have to fight, and you didn't have to run? You have likely seen the person who possesses this third option. When disrespect is thrown their way, they do not flinch. They do not raise their voice. They do not scramble to defend their ego. Instead, they look at the person who insulted them, deliver a perfectly calibrated, emotionally barren response, and watch as the attacker completely unravels. It is not about having a quick wit. It is not about being the loudest person in the room. It is about an absolute, terrifying mastery of human psychology and emotional regulation. Here is the truth that most people never learn. An insult is not a statement of fact. It is a psychological test. It is a bid for power. When someone insults you, they are handing you a script and demanding that you play the role of the victim. If you get angry, you have accepted the role. If you look hurt, you have accepted the role. You have handed them the remote control to your nervous system. The ancient Stoics understood this profoundly. Marcus Aurelius, the emperor of Rome and the most powerful man on the planet during his lifetime, was surrounded by betrayals, insults, and political enemies. Epictetus was born a slave and knew the harsh realities of profound disrespect. Seneca navigated the treacherous and deadly court of Nero. They all survived and thrived using a specific framework of mental resilience. They understood that you cannot control what leaves another person's mouth, but you have absolute, dictatorial control over what enters your mind. In this video, you are going to learn exactly how to apply this ancient framework to modern confrontations. You are going to learn 7 smart, devastatingly effective responses that will silence anyone. These are not petty comebacks. These are psychological pattern interrupts. They are designed to take the aggressive energy directed at you and effortlessly reflect it back onto the person who threw it, leaving them defenseless and exposed. Quick question before we begin. When someone catches you off guard with an insult, what is your default reaction? Do you freeze or do you fight back? Drop freeze or fight in the comments right now. Acknowledging your baseline is the first step to destroying it. By the end of this video, you are going to have an entirely new arsenal. Let us begin with the first response, a classic application of Stoic philosophy that completely short-circuits the human ego. Response number 1, the Epictetus Agreement. When someone insults you, they are expecting resistance. They are bracing for a defensive wall. If they say your presentation was incredibly lazy, they expect you to immediately list all the hard work you put in. They want you to argue. That argument validates their attack. The Epictetus Agreement operates on the exact opposite principle. You agree with them, and then you amplify it. Epictetus famously said, "If anyone tells you that a certain person speaks ill of you, do not make excuses about what is said of you, but answer, 'He was ignorant of my other faults, else he would not have mentioned these alone.'" Imagine looking the person dead in the eye, totally devoid of sarcasm, and saying, "You are absolutely right, and if you knew me better, you would know I have much worse flaws than that. The psychological impact of this is profound. First, it completely derails their momentum. You have agreed with them, leaving them nothing to push against. It is like trying to punch a ghost. They swing with all their might and fall forward off balance. Second, it displays an impenetrable level of supreme confidence. Only someone with an unbreakable core of self-worth can openly and calmly mock their own flaws in the face of an enemy. By freely admitting your imperfection, you rob them of the weapon they tried to use against you. You are telling them, I know exactly who I am, the good and the bad, and your little observation does not threaten me. They will be silenced, usually mumbling an awkward retreat, because you have refused to play the game by their rules. Response number 2. The Socratic Mirror. Often people will insult you not with a direct attack, but with a passive-aggressive remark, a snide comment disguised as a joke, or a subtle attempt to humiliate you in front of a group. I wish I had as much free time to just sit around as you do, they might say. Or, it's brave of you to wear that. The natural reaction is to get flustered, to awkwardly laugh along, or to try and defend yourself. Instead, deploy the Socratic Mirror. You do not address the content of the insult at all. You address the intention behind it. You pause, look at them with mild, clinical curiosity, and ask one simple question. Are you okay? Alternatively, you can ask, what did you hope to achieve by saying that? Let us break down why this is so devastating. Passive aggression relies on plausible deniability. The attacker wants to hurt you without looking like the bad guy. By asking, are you okay? You are instantly reframing the dynamic. You are no longer the victim of an insult. You are a concerned observer of their bizarre, inappropriate behavior. You are highlighting that only someone who is secretly insecure, unhappy, or emotionally unwell goes out of their way to make unprovoked, petty comments. If you ask, what did you hope to achieve by saying that? You force them to intellectually justify their malice in real time. They cannot say, I hope to make you feel terrible so I could feel better about my sad life, even though that is the truth. So, they will backpedal. They will say, oh, I was just joking, or I didn't mean anything by it. You have forced them into retreat. You have held up a mirror to their toxicity, and the reflection is so ugly that they have no choice but to look away and silence themselves. Response number 3. The radical translation. This is where we step slightly into the realm of dark psychology, utilizing empathy as a weapon of dominance. When someone comes at you with intense, disproportionate anger, when they are yelling, criticizing, and throwing a tantrum, they are projecting their internal chaos onto you. They want you to absorb their pain and become as agitated as they are. The Stoic knows that anger is always a sign of internal weakness. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that those who do wrong do so out of ignorance of what is truly good. They are sick in the soul. When the attacker finishes their tirade, you do not defend the points they made. You look at them calmly, lower your voice so they have to strain to hear you, and say, it sounds like you are carrying a lot of stress right now. I am sorry you are having such a difficult day. This is the radical translation. You are translating their aggressive attack into a display of pathetic vulnerability. You are entirely stripping them of their perceived power and replacing it with your pity. People use anger to feel powerful and dominant. By responding with calm parental pity, you are placing yourself far above them in the hierarchy. You are treating them not as a threat, but as a toddler having a meltdown in a grocery store. It is incredibly frustrating for the attacker because they cannot attack you for being nice to them. Yet they feel the profound condescension in your delivery. Their anger will fizzle out into confusion, and eventually, a humiliated silence. They wanted a sparring partner. You gave them a therapist's couch. Response number 4, the Aurelius override. There are times when a response requires words, and there are times when words only serve to legitimize the disrespect. Sometimes, a person will say something so blatantly ridiculous, so clearly designed to bait you into a drama loop, that engaging with it at all is a loss. If someone insults you in a group setting, hoping to make you the butt of the joke, do not offer a witty comeback. A comeback means you caught the ball they threw at you. Drop the ball instead. Here is the Aurelius override. You hold eye contact with the person who insulted you. You do not glare. You do not scowl. You hold a completely neutral, blank expression. You let the silence stretch for 3, 4, maybe 5 agonizing seconds. You let the echo of their insult hang in the dead air of the room. You let everyone else in the room feel the profound social awkwardness of what that person just did. Then, you slowly turn your head to the person next to you, completely ignoring the attacker, and say, "Anyway." As we were discussing, you resume your previous conversation as if the attacker does not exist, as if they are a slight gust of wind that briefly rattled a window and is no longer worth your attention. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Choose not to be harmed, and you won't feel harmed. Don't feel harmed, and you haven't been." The Aurelius override is the physical manifestation of this quote. By denying them any reaction, not even anger, you are deleting them from your reality. You are communicating that their words have absolute zero currency in your world. The silence makes them feel foolish. The immediate pivot makes them feel invisible. There is no recovery from being rendered invisible. Response number 5, the boundary of indifference. A massive portion of social conflict arises not from direct insult, but from people trying to drag you into their toxic perspectives. They will come to you with gossip. They will complain about a mutual acquaintance. They will try to bait you into taking a side in a petty conflict that has nothing to do with you. They want you to validate their negativity. If you agree, you are dragged into the mud. If you disagree, they will attack you for defending the other party. The Stoic response is to build an impenetrable wall of indifference. When they finish their toxic rant, seeking your validation, you simply say, "I don't have an opinion on that." This sentence is a superpower. In a modern society where everyone is expected to have a hot take, a strong opinion, and an emotional reaction to every piece of information, choosing not to have an opinion is a radical act of rebellion. It is a protective shield around your mental energy. You are telling the instigator that your mind is a private, guarded fortress, and you do not allow worthless drama through the gates. You are refusing to feed their need for validation. "I don't have an opinion on" that shuts down the conversation completely. There is nowhere for them to go. They cannot argue with your lack of opinion. They are left holding their bag of toxic garbage, realizing you are not going to help them carry it. Response number 6, the subjective reality check. Often someone will try to state an insult as an objective fact about your character. You are selfish. You are arrogant. You never listen. They speak as if they hold the absolute truth of the universe and have handed down a verdict on your soul. When you argue with them, you are implicitly validating that their judgment has weight. You are acting as if their opinion is a courtroom, and you must defend yourself against their charges. You do not need to defend yourself because they are not a judge. When they deliver their definitive, insulting statement, you reply with a calm, flat tone. That is your perspective. Or, you are entitled to see it that way. And then, you stop talking. This response instantly demotes their insult from an objective truth to a subjective, localized opinion. You are not fighting their statement. You are simply boxing it up and handing it back to them. You are reminding them that their perception of you is confined entirely to their own skull. It does not alter your reality. It does not alter your self-worth. It is simply a thought floating in their brain, and you are not obligated to care about it. By saying that is your perspective, you draw a distinct, uncrossable boundary between their mind and yours. It is deeply frustrating for someone trying to manipulate or hurt you, because they want their words to penetrate you. Watching their words bounce off your armor of stoic indifference leaves them completely powerless. Response number 7, the apex of non-reactivity, pure silence. We have discussed responses that use words to dismantle an attacker. But the final response, the most difficult to master and the most devastating when deployed correctly, requires no words at all. It requires absolute, unblinking, physical silence. Seneca said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." But silence is not just a delay, it is a void. When someone attacks you, they expect a reaction. Action demands reaction. It is a law of physics, and people expect it to be a law of human interaction. When you give them nothing, no words, no change in facial expression, no shift in posture, you break the laws of their reality. If someone screams at you or throws a vicious, uncalled-for insult, look at them. Look deeply into their eyes. Relax your jaw. Let your arms hang loosely at your sides. Breathe slowly and evenly through your nose. Become a statue of stone. Watch what happens to them. The human brain cannot handle a psychological vacuum. When they throw an attack and receive absolutely nothing in return, their own energy reflects back onto them. They will start to feel exposed. They will realize how unhinged they look, how loud their voice is, how foolish their words sound when they are not met with the friction of an argument. They will usually try to keep talking to fill the void, and in doing so, they will stumble. They will backtrack. They will expose their own insecurities. Your silence becomes a black hole that swallows their aggression entirely. Mastering this requires profound internal control. Your heart will be racing. Your ego will be screaming at you to say something, to defend your honor. You must train your mind to observe these internal sensations without acting on them. You must realize that your honor cannot be taken by the foolish words of another person. It can only be surrendered by your own lack of discipline. Stand in the silence. Let them drown in it. Let us bring all of this together. What is the common thread running through all 7 of these responses? It is the absolute refusal to play the game by the attacker's rules. An insult is an invitation to chaos. It is someone asking you to leave your fortress of peace and come fight them in the mud of their own insecurity. You do not have to accept the invitation. Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions. It is about recognizing that your emotions are a compass, not a commander. When you feel the heat of anger rising because someone has disrespected you, acknowledge the feeling, but do not let it dictate your behavior. You must separate your identity from the opinions of others. The person who insults you does not know you. They only know their twisted, projected perception of you. Why would you ever let the delusions of a sick mind dictate your internal state? The next time you face disrespect, remember that you hold all the power. You can agree and amplify, mocking their attempt to hurt you. You can ask if they are okay, exposing their internal damage. You can translate their rage into a display of pathetic vulnerability. Or, you can simply offer them the terrifying void of your silence. You do not need to use all of these at once. Start small. Pick one response from this video. Just one. Memorize the framework. The next time you are tested, and you will be tested, perhaps today, perhaps tomorrow, do not fall back into your old programming. Do not freeze, and do not fight. Pause for 2 seconds. Take a breath. Choose your weapon from this arsenal and watch as the chaos around you breaks against the wall of your discipline. If you are ready to completely stop reacting to the noise of the world and take absolute control over your mind, leave a comment below right now. I am in control. Say it as a mandate to yourself. And if you want to continue building an unbreakable psychological framework, if you want to turn your mind into a fortress that nothing external can penetrate, subscribe to Stoic Mindshift. Turn on notifications. We are studying the mechanics of mental mastery every single week. Thank you for showing up today. Now go out there, stand your ground, and let them silence themselves.